Hey guys, welcome back to episode 29 of Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. Where we last left off, we're just outside that shack that we ended the last episode in, and between episodes all I did was I noticed that you couldn't get well rested in that bed. I guess it's because it's a shitty bed. So I went back over to Novak, got well rested, came back, and I picked to be at 8 a.m. so we have plenty of daylight, so we can easily see things. So we're just gonna keep hunting around the ruins of the city. And apparently there are enemies over here. Is that a Brahmin? Oh, those are just Brahmin, okay. Sometimes you run into aggressive Brahmin, it's just not very common. And they're not very dangerous, as you can see. However, Brahmin meat is good, because I believe I know how to cook Brahmin meat. I just noticed, I think the clip when you're reloading this version of the gun is actually different. And I am using the correct one, aren't I? Yes, I am, okay. That's weird that the ammo would look different, considering it's the same ammo. Doesn't look like there are any nearby points I can tick off on the map. What's closest here? See, what I do is I just kind of walk back and forth and see which one moves horizontally on the bottom left graph the most. And that's just a quick way of checking which one's closest. And it seems like it's the far south one. And I'm not sure what enemy we're detecting here. Mole rat? Mole Rat Ranch. Okay, it's probably just a mole rat then. What's the next closest? Looks like all the southwest ones are next. Not really finding a clear way in, unless I can go in through the front door. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's another Brahmin. Weird. And it looks like this building's all boarded up. Yeah, this is a clinic, isn't it? I believe you can go here for future quests and some character upgrades. Yep, functioning clinic. Oh, don't want to steal a book, I want to talk to you.
Welcome to the New Vegas Medical Clinic. I'm a fully qualified physician and can fix whatever is wrong with you for a reasonable fee. If you've got the caps, I've also got several implants available to enhance your physical attributes.
United States and you're not free healthcare.
Because you're a friend of the followers, I can give you a bit of a discount.
Oh, sweet. Now you have aid and just miscellaneous things. Nothing amazing. Although it's a decent place for stim packs, I guess. Yeah.
I have reserved a small part of my supplies for sale. The profits go directly to the purchase of additional supplies to help the less fortunate.
Oh, that's good.
I have several basic implants available that can enhance your physical abilities, make you faster, smarter, stronger, that sort of thing. I've also got two much more expensive implants. One's a subdermal implant that will make you more resistant to damage. The other implant induces a mild regenerative effect. Your wounds will practically heal before your eyes.
That sounds like a good one.
One other thing I forgot to mention. Your body may be able to handle only a limited number of implants. The healthier you are, the more implants I'll be able to give you. Now, what surgery are you considering?
Now, I don't remember the exact number, but that's basically saying I believe your endurance is what gives you however many implants.
That's the Phoenix monocyte breeder. The implant speeds up cell regeneration, an effect similar to that of some lizards and sea creatures. The implant is very expensive, however. 12,000 caps.
Okay. And how much for the armor?
That would be the Nemean subdermal armor. It's a bit pricey, 8,000 caps, but the implant causes your skin cells to be bolstered with iron. It won't make you bulletproof, but it will make you a little harder to injure.
Okay, I want both of those at some point. Okay, I guess that's all we need to do here, unless there's anyone else I can talk to. You look like generic guards. You!
Medicine's
Nope.
running low again.
Okay, we're done here. We'll keep this in mind for later, though. I do want to do some quests for the followers at some point. They're good people. Ah, the Crimson Caravan! We can definitely get quests here. If you'll remember back at that far, far eastern outpost where we talked to Rose Cassidy, she works for these guys.
Hey there. Here's the rest of the payment I promised you back in Good Springs.
Thank you. That's not much at all.
Alice McLafferty runs the Crimson Caravan. You can find her over in the main office.
Yeah, you guys probably remember this guy from the very beginning of the game, the guy we helped out in Good Springs.
I'm getting ready to run a caravan up towards Utah. There's a town called New Canaan which is supposed to be pretty prosperous. The Crimson Caravan doesn't have any branches out that way, so it'll be up to me to get things started.
Alright, I'm happy they gave us a little closure on that.
I'll see you around.
And let's check real quick our caps. Yeah, we don't have much right now. I'll have to buy and sell a lot.
Keep an eye out for wildlife.
If you're looking to buy or sell, you've come to the right man. The Crimson Caravan Company has the widest selection in the wasteland.
Good.
Can do.
Now, what do you carry? Recharger rifle is always nice. I could always use better ammo, or better armor rather, but it looks like he doesn't really have anything better. And it looks like he's just kind of got generic stuff, but he does have some weapon parts. However, there is a place nearby that can get us other... a place nearby that can get us more stuff. So, I think I will be using him just for selling, then. Throat's a little bit clogged today. I'm gonna keep the extra plasma rifle for repairing sake. However, we don't need things like nectar. Do we really need this much? We can sell 5 of our anti-poison. And I'm just gonna scroll through, and anything we need to get rid of. Temporary addiction removal. It's not really worth much, so I guess I'll hold on to it. We don't have a whole ton of things to sell. Oh, I forgot I had this. I need to use that. That is very good. Of course we don't need gecko hides, or gecko eggs, or a cigarette. Pre-war money, we have a lot of that. That'll get us a lot of money. Alright.
Maybe. What do you want to know? Trade routes, my friend. Trade routes. Just about every major town in the wasteland has a Crimson Caravan branch in it. Out here, we usually split our caravans into smaller bands. That way, we don't lose everything if they get hit. It's not very efficient, though. But hopefully, we'll be able to start running larger caravans once things get civilized. A little place in the NCR called Oak Creek. Used to be a farming town until it got taken over by ranchers. I didn't want to herd Brahmin for a living, so I signed on with the Crimson Caravan and headed east. Not much to tell, really.
I like that they just gave you the option to talk to ultimately pointless characters about their past.
Need anything else?
It's just, I don't know, I like that.
See ya.
It's not me being sarcastic, by the way, I do genuinely enjoy that. And I believe there's one to talk to... not you. I don't think it's you. It's you.
You should go talk to Blake or Alice. They handle most of our contact with
Okay,
prisoners.
I guess I had to talk to the other person involved in that quest first. Which we'll be seeing in quite a while. Not exactly super soon. Alright, there's some quests we can do for you.
Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company New Vegas branch. What may I do for you?
I am looking for work.
I'm afraid we have no current openings for caravanners or guards, but I am in need of a runner.
I can do that.
Deliver this invoice to Dr. Hildern. You can find him somewhere inside Camp McCarran.
Well, we do need that on the map anyway.
Certainly. What would you like to know? The Crimson Caravan Company has been in business for over 130 years. were partially responsible for the progress in the NCR. Well, the gunrunners continued to dominate the weapons market, and the Mormon traders from New Canaan control the majority of the northern routes. Normally, I oversee company operations at the hub in California. However, the New Vegas branch has been underperforming in recent years. Given the conditions here, it's not hard to see why. I'll change all that soon enough.
Not exactly like so many people are in suits over in the hub, but I guess the casino people are decently well dressed.
All right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
The hub, by the way, was a location in Fallout 1.
It's been a pleasure.
And I believe, yeah, you can work for the Crimson Caravan. Oh, no, you don't work for the Crimson Caravan there. You can do a job for the Fargo traders, who may work with the Crimson Caravan.
Hello there. Welcome to the Crimson Caravan Company. How can I help you today? The name's Hostetler, Don Hostetler. Can I help you with something?
You have a very nice pinstriped suit.
I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
Who are you?
I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
But really, who are you?
I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
You sure?
I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
Oh, it's right here! Okay.
You know, hiring isn't really my department. You should talk to Miss McLafferty about work for hire. Like I said, talk to Alice McLafferty. She's in charge here. I already told you I'm Don Hostetler. Like I said, talk to Alice McLafferty. She's in charge here. Like I said, talk to Alice McLafferty. She's in charge here. Like I said, talk to Alice McLafferty. She's in charge here. Like I said, talk to Alice McLafferty. She's in charge here. I already told you I'm Don Hostetler. I already told you I'm Don Hostetler.
I'd apologize, but I'm not actually sorry. I forgot that was in the game. That was fun.
Knows what she's doing, that's for sure.
Oh my god. That's great. Okay, well, we have a quest to do now. Let's go deliver this invoice, and it's not already ticked off, is it? Nope. But it's not a very long travel, and we might even fight some raiders on the way. So that'll be fun. Crafting benches over there if we need them. I don't think I've got anything to craft. I could kind of use a campfire, though. Really does dominate the landscape, doesn't it? By intention, of course. And I do believe on our right, there's an entrance to Freeside. Huh. Discovered 50 locations. Very close to a level. Yeah, we're going to be going to that gate fairly soon. Maybe a few more episodes of exploring before that, though. Although there are a lot of quests in there to do that'll be a lot of fun.
I don't handle buying and selling for the gunrunners. Talk to the robot in the kiosk near our factory.
I want to work for you.
For around 5 years now, I handle the supply end of things, raw materials and stuff. Makers of the finest high-grade weapons and ammunition in the wasteland. If you ever get your hands on a piece of sweet, deadly hardware, there's a good chance that it came from one of our factories.
Yep.
None whatsoever. Everything inside the fence is off limits, and the guards have strict orders to shoot to kill. A lot of our high-end weaponry comes from pre-war military schematics. If our competition got a hold of them, it'd be bad for business.
Man, he's really telling us a lot for just some random guy.
Out here, we don't have bosses. Me, the gunsmiths, and the guards all know what we're supposed to be doing. Working for the gunrunners is a sweet job. None of us would dare screw it up.
I'd imagine it's a pretty safe job.
Later.
Like, I'm sure everyone wants to raid the gunrunners, but you'd have to have some real balls to raid the gunrunners. Also, I like that they have a public reloading bench right there for people to use. It's nice.
Welcome, sir or madam. Do you wish to purchase something?
Now, this is where you can go if you want to purchase from the gunrunners.
I am ready to process our transaction.
They've got very good equipment. I believe their stuff is pretty well repaired, too. Yeah, you see, it's really good condition is why it's so expensive. But you can get really great things, like trail carbine's great. You can get a sniper rifle. Service rifle's good, but there are other places you can get that this early on. And of course, it's got some primitive weapons just in really good condition, like the 9mm pistol. It actually has combat armor, including very well reinforced. I don't know why these two cost the same, considering this is better. But very well made combat armor, which we do want to be buying at some point. Combat armor is fantastic. And I believe we're still in upgraded leather. So, they do have a lot of stuff that we definitely want. And of course, they have their share of upgrades for weaponry. I don't believe... Yeah, it doesn't look like they, It doesn't look like... Oh no, they do work in laser weaponry a little bit, although that's not really their forte. The Van Graffs tend to work more in energy weapons, and that's what we're interested in. But we will look more at that later. We may end up probably not using it for ourselves, but I do plan on eventually getting a really sweet weapon for why am I blanking on his name? Our partner. For Boone to use. Craig Boone.
Sir. This is the New Vegas branch of the Gunrunners, supplying the wasteland with only the finest armaments since 2155. All Gunrunner merchandise is constructed on site.
Must be hard to get the parts.
This kiosk was specially constructed around me to deter theft and assault.
I love that it knows how to answer that.
Come back and see us again soon.
Alright, now what does this panel do again? Dismiss all companions. I don't know the point of that. Okay. And of course we can't just waltz in, we had to pick the lock and there are dudes standing guard. But that's how you can steal schematics if you want to get in there. It's dangerous. A lot of armed guards, and as you could assume, they're well armed. I think between episodes I might sell a little bit more, because I do have some stuff that could use selling. We're carrying around a bit of junk, especially stuff that I've got Boone and Edie carrying. And it looks like we're getting pretty close. Oh, well, there's a point over here we can grab along the way, so let's just go through the fence here. And I think this is just a farming area. I don't remember perfectly. He's gone the wrong way. Okay, whatever. He can do his thing. There we go. Sharecrop Farms. And I think there's some quests here. One or two. And this is just a little greenhouse. I'll worry about coming back here and checking it for quests between episodes. Ooh. Yes, please. Unradiated water. Yeah, I'll come back here between episodes sometime and check to make sure that there are quests for it in this area, and I'm sure there are. I don't want to do that on screen because it's just kind of wasting your time. But we're almost at Camp McCarran, which is probably the biggest NCR base in the area. Or at least the most well-staffed, and I'm fairly sure there are quite a few quests there. I know there are at least 3, maybe, that are predominantly done there. And I know at least one is very, very major, that I remember. And I think said one you can do multiple ways. Both as the defender and the aggressor. Oh, here's a motel. And you guys might remember this if you saw the trailer. Let me just get this ticked off on the map. I think it's an abandoned one. Yep. You see, that's that sign up there is where the platform was, where the ranger was, on top of with a sniper rifle.
Howdy. Howdy.
Oh, just some chem addict. And apparently there's something aggressive around here? Oh... Yeah. You cross that bridge, it's Fiend's territory. So we'll be crossing that bridge a little bit later. This episode, though, let's go deliver that message to the Crimson Caravan. To the Crimson Caravan from the Crimson Caravan. Also, you can go in the sewers, by the way. We need to go to Camp McCarran. We're so close to a level, too. This'll probably level us. And, you know, don't need to talk to the gate guards or anything. Just walk on in. 3 armed guys, well, 2 armed guys and a robot. An Enclave robot. You know, the NCR really should, like, NCR troops should recognize Enclave iBots. Because in Fallout 2, the Enclave and the NCR existed at the same time. In fact, the Enclave were incredibly aggressive in California. So they really should recognize an Enclave iBot, think I'm part of the Enclave, and kill on sight. You're not gonna... Okay.
Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
Hey, lady? If there's anything you should be recognizing me for, it's because I was the dude who took back Nelson. Like, it was like, what, me and Boone. Alright, I should be looking at the map, and it looks like he's over... Oh, I'm dumb, he's under me. Durr. I was gonna say, is he invisible? Oh, with how glitchy this game can be. I think you have a quest for me, too.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22?
No.
From Alice. I'll see that she's paid right away. Crimson Caravan runs a tight operation. Even out here in the waste, wouldn't do to keep them waiting. Was there anything else? Or were you just here about the invoice? Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. We'll keep that to ourselves.
I like this guy.
Vault 22. Where to begin?
Now, I'm pretty sure this place was heavily inspired by some cut content in Fallout 2, which if you download the fan-made restoration patch, it actually re-adds the location back into the game. But it's this giant, like, living plant-infested research facility. And this place is going to be, this vault is going to be a lot like it. Pretty scary, awesome place. It's I really like this one, so I'm happy they made it.
Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with fat, ripe oranges, a harvest that could feed a city or a nation. And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible? Precisely. Science has proven that truth 1,000 times over, but how many wasteland savages believe it? Present company accepted, of course. The bounty I described to you is no idle fantasy. It exists in primitive form only a few miles from where we stand. We need only reach out and unlock its secret. For that, the OSI needs you.
I love science.
Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or the efforts of others, toward a goal, and progress is made. It's a matter of incentives, nothing more. I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of vegetative growth. Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread in all directions. Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are generously compensated.
Yep.
Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize your payment from OSI accounts. Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. A computer room, you understand? Download all the information on the central server to your Pip-Boy, and you'll be certain to bring me any notes or samples that you find, won't you?
Hell yes.
I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. It's a simple question of retrieving the data, which shouldn't prove overly challenging. Downloading the data will be handled by your Pip-Boy. You might think of yourself as a mere means of conveyance. No insult intended, of course.
I am a courier.
Oh? What might those be? The Office of Science and Industry. It's a rather expansive topic. I could talk for hours, but I'm sure I'd bore you. Suffice to say, we are the leading edge of the NCR. Our work focuses on practical matters, medicine, engineering, biology. The dam, for instance. OSI routes its energy supply to our cities in the West. That's only one responsibility of this office. Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to plant seditious ideas in my head.
God, I love this guy.
No. I direct our eastern operations. I've been responsible for squeezing unprecedented levels of power from the dam. I'm also confronting the problem of food production in what little spare time I have. But I've found some promising leads. Not yet, but our government understands the value of proactive thought. Our studies project an imbalance between production and consumption. Or, for a layman such as yourself, not enough food, too many mouths to feed. Mass starvation in a decade or so. Yes, with the assistance of my team, of course. We aid some programs the Republic has sponsored involving sharecropper farms in the area. But those haven't panned out too well from what I hear. There have been complaints about the amount of water we're supplying. But those are just excuses for lack of diligence, I'm sure. Directly? No. But we attempt to maximize its output. You have no idea how difficult it is to provide power to an entire nation. Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1 facility. One of our external contractors recently got the station up and running.
That was me.
His name was something like exceptional or marvelous.
Or the dry bread.
I see. Of course you did. To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to Colonel Shu, and I expect him to leave the science to me. Too many people have opinions on things they know nothing about. The more ignorant they are, the more opinions they have.
Yep. Hi and welcome to the internet.
Yes. Goodbye.
Download complete.
Ooh.
Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine.
Apparently, EDE has heard some more keywords.
Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe iBots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy, and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
Did Dr. Hildern... This really isn't any of my business, but... Did he give you a job?
Did that robot just talk?
I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildern sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect, but she's an absolute genius, and he didn't mention her? Not even her name? Or any of the other mercs? But now he's hired you, which means one of two things. Either he heard back from Keeley, and she failed, or he's given up on her. Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich. Not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc. But I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead.
Yeah.
I had a good feeling about you. Moment you walked in. I mean it. Of course. Anything. Keeley's brilliant. An absolute genius. She plays at being mean, but it's all a front. When you've lived as long as she has, you get defensive around new people. Who wants to make a friend when you know you'll outlive them? I couldn't get her to say, but she talked about the war. The Great War, when the bombs fell, like she'd been there. So, I'm guessing pretty old. 200 years? Maybe more.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say she's either a ghoul or a super mutant.
Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Bad analogy, maybe. They're both Deathclaws in their way. Keeley hates Hildern. She says he's more politician than scientist, and gets in the way of true discovery. And Hildern hates Keeley because... well, because every time they meet, she makes him look like an ass. In front of important people, usually. Head researcher. Mostly on the dam project, but I help out on other things when they need me. Gotta be flexible. The director? He's Very well spoken and knowledgeable.
I like him.
He's not what you'd call warm, unless he wants something from you. And even then, it's kind of a cold warm. Most of the time, I focus on the science and try to forget him. He doesn't get mixed up in any actual work, though he tells people that he does.
Oh, is that enough for level? No.
He sure does. Everyone knows it. I've just got to endure this job until the project is finished. But abandoning Keeley, he crossed a line. Taking credit for other people's work is one thing. Sending people to die in the waste is another. If Hildren tries to recruit any more mercs, I'm gonna warn them. What can he do to me? I'm the only one who can run this lab. My father used to say good things about them, but that was years ago. Back when they teach farmers and ranchers about crop rotation and the like. Nowadays, they've changed. They're doing what they can to discredit the NCR, give us a bad name with the locals. Dr. Hildren trained with them years ago. Not me, though. I'm an OSI girl. It's foul, to tell the truth. Most people try to get what they can from the outside, even if it's just a smuggled candy bar now and then. Contreras is a genius. He can find almost anything you'd want. Takes caps to get him motivated, though. He won't do a thing for free.
I don't think you've ever brought up who that guy is.
Right. Stay safe.
And I think we're gonna talk to him one more time.
Yes? Something else you needed? I never said you were. You've been speaking to Williams, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Informed speculation on my part. Williams is very good at her job, so it remains secure, despite her best efforts. No, you aren't the first person I've sent to the vault. I'm sorry that I neglected to tell you, but I don't see how it makes any difference.
The difference is you never told me there was any danger.
You want certainty? You'll never find it, especially not in the pursuit of science. Take my advice. Forget about Williams. She's a talented researcher, but she doesn't understand people, and she can't see the big picture. Now, I know your time is valuable, so I won't waste any more of it. Feel free to show yourself out.
Can I go back and get
Yes?
double my pay?
Something else you needed?
No, I can.
Williams is an admirable researcher. If she wasn't, I'd have terminated her contract, and she'd be begging for work from my former employers. No. The OSI hasn't been around for very long. I received my training elsewhere. Before the bombs, I might have studied at any number of colleges, universities. They gave a man a chance to advance himself, or so I've heard. But after the bombs, until a few years ago, anyone with half a brain had one choice: the followers of the apocalypse. Didn't matter if you agreed with them or not. You either played along or you were turned away. Knowledge for knowledge's sake. A society of equals. They purport to be intelligent people, and then they spout this old-world dogma.
I like him. I'll say to get on his good side and for the experience, I guess.
Exactly right. Imagine what the followers could have accomplished if they were properly motivated, if they had a unified purpose. Those of us who founded the OSI, we wanted to put our knowledge to work, and we have to some degree. But the execs at OSI Central, they're still bound to the old ideas, society of equals and all that. There's still too little direction. If I can make real breakthroughs here, show the President what can be done when junior researchers are kept in line, kept focused on task. Who knows? Maybe I'll be sitting in OSI Central in a few years' time, and there'll be no more coddling of free spirits like our friend Williams. Yes, goodbye.
Okay, so we got quite a bit of plot there. And I think that's it for this episode. I've actually gone quite a bit over time than I was expecting. On the next episode, I'm going to have teleported back over to the Crimson Caravan base in the area. We're going to be picking up another quest. So, that's it for this episode. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.